that part. So, hey, everyone. I am Beverly Walthour, your business strategist, and I work with women. And our goal is to get you consistent clients. So I show you exactly how to get consistent clients in 12 weeks or less so that you can quit your 9 to 5. And so as a business strategist, my goal is definitely to help as many women as possible to get their online businesses to a place where it is profitable and they are enjoying what it is that they do. So I'm going to go ahead and double check those of you that follow me. Hey, you guys. Hey, Instagram. Thank you guys for popping up on in here. Thank you guys for joining me. Those of you on Instagram that are joining me and you were not with me last night, do know that this is part 2 to a series that I'm doing. So yesterday, this is for anyone that did not catch me yesterday. Once again, just a quick introduction. I am Beverly Walthour. I am a business strategist for women who work full-time and have an online business. And so yesterday I started a series, 4 reasons why you are not making money in your online business. So yesterday we kicked off this series. So it's going to be a 4-part series. So this is part 2 today. So yesterday, and unfortunately, Instagram, videos only stay up for 24 hours. So it is now 24 hours later. So that video from yesterday is no longer up. So if you are interested in getting part 1, those of you that are on Instagram, feel free to join my group. Hey, Brent, thank you for hopping on back in here tonight. I'm glad you're here for part 2. So those of you that are on Instagram and you did not get a chance to see the video from yesterday because the 24 hours are up, please feel free to join my Facebook group where the video is still there from part 1 yesterday, where we just talked about getting very clear on who your ideal client is, because that is one reason why you may not be making the profits in your business that you desire. So if you are on Instagram and you are not in my Facebook group, the link is in my bio. Come on over. We would love to have you in my Facebook group, which is called Authentic Female Entrepreneurs. So that is part 1. And once again, part 1 from yesterday was just pretty much you getting crystal clear on who your ideal client is. So that's what we talked about yesterday. So that could be one reason why you are not making profits in your business. Now, part 2 is a part and a topic that people are not the most thrilled about when it comes to your business. But part 2 to you making profits in your business is, and it's not a sexy term, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out there, it is market research. And as a former math teacher, a former educator, research, I'm a nerd. And so for me, it's all about numbers. Hey, Ty, thank you for hopping on here. And Ty, it's so funny, you guys. Those of you that are joining me on Facebook, I am going to apologize in advance. It's not showing me who's on, so it's showing 0, but then Ty just spoke to me. So you guys, if you're joining me on Facebook, please make sure that you say something so that way I know who's on, because it's not giving me a true count right now. So I do apologize, Facebook. So once again, we're going to talk about market research. And once again, you guys, you'll always hear me say that people, when it comes to market research, it's not a sexy topic, but you guys, I promise you, I can't stress to you enough. When you do market research, it's 2 things that it allows you to do. Hey, Unique, thank you for popping on in here. I tell you, Unique, that girl is all over the place. Either she's going to be on Facebook, she's going to be on Periscope, or she's going to be on Instagram, but she's going to be on one of these places, and I do appreciate it. I don't even know what happened to Periscope. I couldn't even get logged into Periscope tonight, so it's just Facebook and Instagram tonight. So sorry, Periscope, maybe next time. But you guys, when it comes to market research has a couple of reasons why you want to do market research. Hey, Tay, I see you in here, girl, over there on Instagram. So you guys, with market research, one of the reasons why you want to do market research is so that you know from the very beginning, before you either launch your business, your next product, or your next service. What it allows you to do is to actually see whether or not people are going to purchase whatever it is that you're selling. So it lets you know ahead of time, before you even put it out, whether or not there's even an interest for it. And then the second piece to market research is, so 1, you want to know whether or not it's an interest. And then 2, you want to know whether or not people are going to purchase it from you. And what a lot of people say, and what I hear a lot is, well, Bev, my friend is selling it, so I know that I can sell it. And you guys, the thing is, you can't rely on the success of someone else to guarantee that you're going to have success yourself. Does that make sense? So once again, you can't rely on, or you can't count on someone else's success and say, well, hey, since they're doing it, I'm going to be able to do it too. you definitely want to take some time out to do your own research. And it's for a couple of reasons. So like I said, one, so you'll already know ahead of time whether or not people will purchase from you. And also, it will let you know, oh yeah, there's a demand for it that people will purchase from you. And the third reason is it allows you, or it helps you with your, I love it. Tay Tay said she's relying on me. The third reason, you're gonna make me lose my train of thought. The third reason why you want to do market research is that it does help you with your own marketing and promotion. And we'll talk about why. So we're going to go ahead. So yesterday we talked about your ideal client. So you guys, if you have not gotten crystal clear on your ideal client, I strongly encourage you to go back to yesterday's video and make sure you're doing some of those activities. Now, one thing I did forget to mention yesterday is also note that your ideal client will evolve as you and your business evolves. So think, you're not the same person you were 6 months ago. So just like you're growing and your business is going to grow, your ideal client can morph into someone else as well. So please note that just because you chose someone as your ideal client, 6 months ago, it doesn't mean that that has to be the same person that's your ideal client who you're targeting a year from now. So do note that. Okay. So now with your market research, and like I said, the nerd in me, I like it. I like doing market research because once again, it's going to let me know ahead of time whether or not people are going to buy it anyway. So, hey, why not do it and save me some time, effort, and energy in the long run? Okay, so now there are a couple of ways for you to gather market research. And you guys, once again, without this step, there are so many entrepreneurs that struggle unnecessarily because they don't have clarity on what it is they're going to offer, at what price point to offer it. So this just cuts out some of the heartache in the long run. Okay. Now there are two ways that you can do, more than two ways, but I'm going to stress two ways that you can do market research. And so one of the best ways to do market research is to actually talk to your ideal client. And remember, we talked about this yesterday when we were talking about your ideal client, and I mentioned market research. And you guys know that I have an issue with my hand, so that's why I'm holding the pen like I'm always waving my hands. So that's why I have the pen in my hand. I'm trying to be good, so trying not to wave my hands all over the place. So yesterday we kind of touched on this a bit with the market research, but remember, with your ideal client, when you're doing market research, ideally you want 3 to 5 people that you speak with. And we talked about yesterday how you can do surveys and how you can do interviews when it comes to your market research. And I told you I am actually a strong proponent of doing interviews versus doing surveys because it allows you to do the follow-up. So like I said, you can have 3 to 5 people that you can interview. And once again, you can have people that are in your inner circle, like friends, family, coworkers. But if you want to make sure that it's unbiased and not just someone saying, well, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and do this interview with you because, you're my cousin. If you want unbiased and if you want an unbiased opinion, then you can definitely reach outside of your circle. And as I mentioned yesterday, social media is a great place for you to get people to actually help you with the market research. And once again, you can simply make a post. Facebook groups are really excellent for this. And you probably have seen these in some Facebook groups that you're in. And so you'll see people saying, hey, I'm doing some market research on my next product. I need 5 women, over the next 2 weeks to hop on a call with me for 30 minutes. And sometimes, and you go through and you let them know what it is that you're doing the market research on, because you don't want just any old body. You want people that are your ideal client. So once again, that's why I told you get crystal clear or get clear on who your ideal client is. Then you go in and do your market research. And so you want people that are your ideal client or who you think is going to be your ideal client. Because sometimes when you do the market research, you're like, okay, no, I don't want to work with those people. So, it's okay for you to adjust your ideal client if needed, especially after you do your market research. And so, like I said, you just go through and say, hey, doing this market research, can you help me out? You guys, 30 minutes max when it comes to this, because time is money. And people, they don't want to spend 2 or 3 hours on the phone with you or on Skype or on Zoom trying to get some information. So try to have 30 minutes max that you're actually interviewing these people. And sometimes, though, like I said, you may have to do an ethical bribe, and you may have to say, okay, well, in exchange for your time, I'll give you a discount on my next product, or, I'll offer you a free coaching session. So you can think of a way to actually reward people or entice people to actually sign up. And once again, you don't need to do 20 market research interviews on people. Once again, 3 to 5 should be enough. But you may have to do more if you realize that what you initially thought you were going to offer is just not what's needed. So you may have to end up doing more. Or if you're not getting actually getting people on the phone. So, you may have to schedule 10 people to actually get 5 people to show up. So, hey. Okay, so that's the first thing. And then remember, so you want 3 to 5 people. You can definitely, the best way is to get people that are outside of your inner circle. So that way you know that they're giving you an unbiased opinion. And then once again, I recommend interviews over surveys because it allows you to do this next step, which is the actual types of questions that you want to ask people. So say, for instance, you are a health coach or a fitness coach. We'll say fitness. And so, you will ask the person, why haven't you been able to lose the last 10 pounds? Because what you want to do with the questions, you want to find out their challenges. You want to find out their dreams, the things that stress them out. Those are the types of questions that you're going to ask. So you may say, once again, why are you struggling, or what has been the issue with you losing the last 10 pounds? And then, like I said, they may say something like, with my busy schedule, I'm not able to get to a gym. So, I work 9 to 5 and then I'm sitting in an hour in traffic. And then when I get home, I have to cook, and then I have to spend time with the family and get kids to bed. And then by that time, I'm exhausted. And you guys, I strongly encourage you to get people's permission when you do interviews to actually record them. Because I don't know if you caught everything that I just said in that example, but that is some juicy stuff that you want to use in your marketing and promotion. The things that I said and the reason that people give, for that particular person gave for not being able to, follow a gym membership. So if you're a fitness coach, then you may come up with a program where, okay, when you're marketing and promoting the program that you're doing or the product that you're doing, use their words. So when you record it, of course, once again, get their permission. When you record it, you're able to use their words pretty much verbatim. So when you're marketing that product or service, you can say, hey, are you the busy mom where, you spend all day at your 9 to 5, you don't get off until 6 o'clock, you spend 2 hours in traffic. Like, when you actually use their words, once again, think about yourself. Like I always say, when you're scrolling through Facebook, or you usually scroll this way, huh? When you're scrolling on Facebook and you see an ad and it makes you stop. And usually it's because they're using words that strike you. Like, you're like, wait a minute, that person's talking to me. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, there was some type of research that they did so that they can get those words. So when you're using the words of your ideal client and what's called your copy, that's once again when you're posting and advertising, then it makes it just so much more pertinent and relevant because you're using their words. You said, yes, you need, you said, when you're doing your market research, what you're trying to do, you're trying to figure out their challenges, their dreams, their stressors. So those things that are keeping them from where they want to be, but then you also, with their dreams, what you want to do, you may ask a question like, what would life be like if you did lose those last 10 pounds? Once again, now you're moving into the dream. I would be able to do more activities with my kids. I would look better in that dress. I would be able to get a whole new wardrobe. You see what I'm saying? Where now you get to see their dreams. And it's just like, okay, if I'm able to achieve this, then life will be so much better. And then the same thing, you use those words when you are doing your marketing and research. I tried to organize, but became overwhelmed. Yes. So what Tay just did, she just gave a quote from one of her ideal clients when it comes to, the reason why they need her, because Tay's a professional organizer. And so she knows her ideal client is saying they get overwhelmed when they try to organize their space themselves. So Tay can use those terms. Once again, she doesn't have to guess. She's using their words to say, hey, what's the issue? Why are you not able to organize your space yourself? Why do you need me? And once again, because I feel overwhelmed. So you guys use those words. So make sure that you're getting that feedback. And like I said, if you can't actually talk to them, then yes, a survey will do. But like I said, the actual interview allows you to get just to dig just a little bit deeper. And so you guys, the third thing, so we know who we're going to interview. We know the types of questions we're going to ask. And then the third thing, what you are listening for, especially if you're getting ready to launch a new product or a service. You're going to ask them, well, hey, would you pay someone, if you're a coach, call yourself a coach, if you're an organizer, whatever it is, hey, would you pay a coach to help you lose the last 10 pounds? And what you are listening for is for someone to say, heck, yes, oh my gosh, yes. Because what that's letting you know is, hey, there is a market out there, and hey, someone is willing to pay me to actually help them overcome whatever their challenge is so that they can live out whatever their dream is. You guys, let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. So once again, what you are trying to do with that market research is, once again, to get an overwhelming yes, and to get someone to say, hey, yes, I will pay you. So that's why I say do not rely on someone else selling something that's similar to you to say, hey, yeah, I'm going to be able to sell it too. Because what you want to do when you do the market research, once again, it's going to give you the words that you're going to use for what I'm going to talk about in part four, which is your marketing and your promotion. And so once again, when you get that information and you get those words, I hate to say it because no one's a horse, but straight from the horse's mouth, then once again, I'm telling you, for yourself, it just makes it so much easier for yourself when you're doing your own market research, or when you're doing your own marketing and promotion. So you guys, if you've never engaged in market research, I highly recommend that you do. So even if you've already started your business, before you do your next product or service, I strongly encourage you to do that, to implement that. So once again, find 3 to 5 people that you can actually interview and ask them questions with that next product or service in mind. So like I said, it will just let you know that yay or nay, you are on the right track with what you're thinking when it comes to your product. And like I said, if you do that market research right, and you have it set up and you're like, boom, oh my God, yes, I would pay someone, boom, that this is what I need. If you're using their words, when you do that final step, which is your marketing and promotion, you guys, I'm telling you, you are pretty much guaranteeing yourself that you're going to make a profit from your product or service that you're creating, because once again, you already have, it's like a little formula. You're putting all the little pieces together. And so you already know up front before you even launch it, whether or not people are going to buy from it. So if you already know straight up from the beginning that people are going to pay for it, it's just a matter of you making sure that you package it in a way and you sell it in a way that's going to help your ideal client say, boom, yes, pretty much it's just like, let me find my wallet so I can take it on my credit card, and we're going to go ahead and send me the PayPal link, send me the Stripe link, whichever way you want me to pay it, because I need these results and I need them now. So you guys, that is one way to do your market research, where you actually speak with your ideal client. Once again, I highly recommend you do that method. You actually do the interview. Now, there is a second part to you doing your market research. The second way, and if those of you that are joining me on Facebook, you just saw I'm putting the bullet points up as I go. So the second way for you to do market research is what I call online research. Now, this method is a little bit more indirect in the sense that you're not necessarily interacting with your ideal client. And you guys, give me a second. That just went down the wrong way. Sorry about that. And you guys, I promise you this red cup, I promise you it's juice in here. It's juice in the red cup. I promise it's juice. Okay, but anyway, so the other way is through online research. And you guys, with online research, this is a little bit more indirect. And what you do with online research, you go to places like Amazon book reviews. So say, for instance, you're thinking about creating another product or service, and what you want to do is see if you can find out whether or not someone has written a book on what it is you're getting ready to put out. Because you guys, I am going to be honest. There is pretty much not anything new under the sun when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And anything that someone has come up with, that may be a new and innovative idea, there are going to be people that are going to come up behind them with that same idea, and they're just going to repackage it in a different way. The same thing when you have your online business and you're doing your own products and services. Sometimes you do not have to reinvent the wheel. What you can do is look at what's already out there and then improve upon what's out there. So once again, if you're not making the money that you're looking to make in your online business, once again, you may need to do a step back and do some market research before you put out that next product or service. So once again, with the online research, you can look at the Amazon book review. So once again, if you have a product or service that you're getting ready to put out and someone has written a book on it, go to the reviews. Now, yeah, you can look at the 5-star reviews, but what you really want to look at is the 1 and 2 reviews, because usually those people are going to tell you what's lacking in that book. So then that way, when you create your product or your service, you can go ahead and address that and make sure that that's not a deficit in your program or your product. And then that's something you can actually emphasize. There we go. Tay said, yes, improve upon what's already out there. Yes, yes, yes. You guys, once again, there is nothing new under the sun. Every time that you hear a coach or someone talk about something, they're not saying anything new. This is all the same thing, but once again, they're putting their own little spin to it, putting their personality into it. And that's what makes it different, because it came from you. So you guys, that's one way for you to do it. Once again, Amazon book reviews. That's a great way. Once again, look at those 1 and 2 star reviews and see what people are saying. Now, if they just said it sucks, that's not going to help. But once again, usually when people get on a rant about something, they will let you know, hey, this book, it said it was going to do this and it didn't talk about this, or it was just, people will let you know. And they get a little, when you read it, you can tell their neck was rolling as they were typing it. So you definitely want to make sure that's one way. You read the 1 or 2 star reviews from like Amazon.com. Okay. Now, another way for you to do online research are websites like Reddit, Reddit, Quora, which is Quora, BuzzSumo, BuzzSumo. So places like that, like Reddit, or I say Reddit, but I think it's Reddit, it's Reddit, Reddit.com, Quora.com, BuzzSumo.com, those types of places, people actually go in and they ask questions. And the same thing in Facebook groups. People go in there and ask questions. And like I said, one example that I use is if someone goes in and asks a question and say, hey, I'm a new entrepreneur, and I want to build my own website. I just need something that's functional. I don't need anything with a whole bunch of bells and whistles, but I need to be able to do it myself, and I don't want to spend 2 and 3 months creating my own website. Does anyone know about anything out there? And so if that's you, if you're a web developer, once again, I'm telling you, that's some juicy information in there. Because as this entrepreneur, Unique was asking me about the names of the websites I just mentioned. So I said Reddit, Reddit.com, Quora, Quora, and then the third one was BuzzSumo. So BuzzSumo. And so, and the other one, Facebook groups. And so, like I said, hey, Angie, thank you for joining. Hey, you guys, look at my Facebook people. You guys, thank you for joining me on Facebook. And so, you guys, like I said, if someone asks a question like that and you are a web developer, I'm telling you, there's juicy information in there. One, they're telling you, hey, they are a new entrepreneur. 2, they are busy, so they're feeling overwhelmed. 3, if they're saying that they want to do it yourself, their funds may be a little limited. And then 4, once again, did I say 4? Oh, time is not a thing on their side. So, they may have some tech savvy to them a little bit if they felt comfortable enough to say, hey, I want to do it myself. So once again, you may come up with a program or a package where it's like, hey, how to build your WordPress page in 10 days or less. Aren't you addressing each one of their little issues? So when you go out and you do your marketing and promotion, you can say, hey, are you a new entrepreneur that's struggling to get your website up? Or, you want a website. It doesn't have to have all the bells and whistles, nothing fancy, but you want to have an online presence. Well, hey, my 10-day WordPress program will allow you to build your own website in 10 days or less, so that you're able to get clients immediately, or so that you're able to get people to your page quickly. You see what I'm saying? So just from one person's little question, you are able to come up with a whole program. And also, when people ask questions, look at the responses, because you may have people where they say, oh yeah, I've been wondering the same thing. Or, oh, hey, have you checked out John Smith? He has a program. So you go over there to John Smith's website, not to copy John Smith, but to see what John Smith is offering. Because John Smith may say, hey, I can teach you how to build, a Wix website in 30 days. Well, hey, you may say as the web developer, well, hey, I know that WordPress is easier for people, and I don't think it's true, but I'm just making it up because I'm not a web developer. But, you may say, well, hey, I know that WordPress is a little bit more flexible, and hey, he's saying that they can do it in 30 days, but I can get people to build it in 10 days. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going over there stealing John Smith's idea, but you're what Tay said a little earlier. You are improving upon what's out there. You guys, let me know if this is making sense. Let me know if it's making sense. Because you guys, like I said, stuff like that, when you go out and you do that market research like that, like I said, I promise you, it does save you time in the long run. Although on the front end, you're putting in a little bit more work than what you may have normally done. But like I said, in the long end, you're going to already know, well, hey, I know that I'm creating something that has a demand for it. I just have to make sure that I package it in a way and market it in a way where it's going to get in front of my ideal client and it's going to resonate with them. And like I said, if you've done the interview and you've talked to them or you've seen their questions that they posted online, then you already know the verbiage to use because you're just going to use their words back at them. Excuse me. And like I said, a lot of them are going to be like, dang. And they'll even say, oh my God, I felt like you were talking to me. And so you guys, it's just an awesome way to go ahead and pretty much I don't want to say guaranteed because again, nothing is 100% promised, but I'll say at least 99% sure that boom, you are going to have a product or a service that's going to already be in demand before you even put it out there. And like I said, that will definitely help you when it comes to getting that consistent income. So you guys, I hope part 2 was helpful. So once again, part 1 was getting crystal clear on your ideal client. Part 2 today, we talked about using that market research. So using that ideal client to now say, hey, they're pretty much going to, give me what I need when it comes to creating my next product, because I'm going to use their thoughts to help me create my next product or service. So I definitely hope that was helpful. And so you guys, once again, this is a 4-part series. So part 3, and I've been going back and forth because those of you on Instagram, do note that I usually do not go live. I usually only go live in my Facebook group, and it's not necessarily a business topic. It's something that may be going on, and I just put a little business spin to it. So that is what I will do. So once again, if you are on Instagram and you want to join my Facebook group, I highly recommend it because, like I said, Wednesdays are a little different. I only go live in my Facebook group on Wednesdays. It's just me and the girls in there. So if you are on Instagram and have not joined my group, hey, let's come on in here so you can get this conversation that we'll have going on tomorrow. So you guys, thank you for joining. Once again, remember, if you were just like Bev, I'm tired of struggling in my online business. I am tired of my business being a hobby because I'm not making that consistent income, then definitely make sure that you reach out to me. If you're just tired and you are ready. Once again, my business on my strategy sessions are for those people that are ready just to take their business to the next level. And so if you're on Facebook, that link is up, bit.ly/Beverly strategy session. And then of course, if you're on Instagram, the link is in my bio. But once again, this strategy session, these are for people who are ready. They're just like, you know what, Bev, I'm ready to move it to the next level. I'm tired of being stuck, and I'm ready to take it to the next level. So definitely reach out to me and fill out that free application. It's free for you to do the strategy sessions with me. Would love to connect with you guys on that level. And you guys, if there aren't any questions, I will see everyone tomorrow in the Facebook group at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not saying, and remember, those of you on Facebook, and the same thing, you guys, those of you on Instagram, which I got a lot of people that DM'd me yesterday after I went live yesterday on Instagram. So those of you that are catching me on the replay on Instagram, remember you can still leave comments in the video and I will get them in the DMs. Those of you on Facebook, if you leave a question in the video, I will get the questions as well. So certainly please make sure that you watch the replay if you did not get to catch me live. You guys have an incredible night. I will see you tomorrow in the Facebook group. So once again, or if you're on Instagram and you haven't joined the Facebook group, get on in there. You guys have an incredible night. I will see you guys tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night.